Each of us has our own religion. It's the interpretation of the same text that we read. Being Jewish, we read the same text. That's what makes us call Yisrael. But that text is read in different dimensions by each person. That's the whole point of it, that we all are sparks of the soul of Adam, and we have an interpretation of this text that we read. This is no different than, like deconstruction in literature. There's not one version of this text. We come to this text with ourselves, and each day we are a different self. We're a different aspect of ourselves. So we can read the same text every day and get a different interpretation due to either the horoscope of the day or the, if you don't believe the planetary configurations, or how old you are, how much experience you have. But you're different every day that you read the same text. That's why virtually the prayers are the same. You can read the same prayer every day. The Shema. You're a different person every time you read the Shema. Maybe not every time. You're the same person that day you read the Shema. You're a different person the next day you read it. That's why, in a certain sense, one should never get out of the letter Bet that starts the Torah. As you know, in Tikkuni Zohar, there are 70 ways to divide that letter Bet. 70 interpretations, corresponding, by the way, to the letter Ayin in Shema itself. And like the 70 languages of the world and 70 nations, we're divided into 70, like the coming out of Egypt, 70 whatever. And so let's stay in that bet just for a moment. And then I'm going to get to, again, long-winded. It's a preparation. The letter Bet is basically the number 2. That's what it is. Aleph, Bet. And so, why would the Torah start with the number 2? The letter 2. One would think you'd start with 1. It starts with a Bet, a 2. And quite frankly, you never have to get out of this letter. I've said this before, and this isn't a new idea of anybody, because it's obvious. The Torah starts with the letter Bet. Not only that, the Quran starts with the letter Ba. Same thing. The whole idea is two-ness. It's either male-female, or self-other, or two aspects of the self. That's why they spell the word Zalamim or something with 2 lameds. There's 2 shadows. There's 2 of everything. That's why the letter Bet starts the Torah. And then you can divide that Bereshis in 70 different ways. Berit Esh, covenant of fire. That same fire I talked about yesterday, of black fire on white fire, and even in the fire world there's two-ness. There's a white fire and a black fire. The white fire of the background, and then the black fire of the letters. And now we get to Purim. Not only there are two Purims. There's a Purim, and then there's a Shushan Purim. But this month we get the real two Purims. The two Purims that are four, because we're in the intercalculated month of Adar Rishon, the first Adar. This Purim isn't even celebrated. It's celebrated, but on an emotional level, on a kind of a personal level. You know, we don't read the Megillah, we don't give out portions, we don't do anything physical. We might eat a little bit more, and we're supposed to be a little bit happier, but there's basically nothing that we do on Purim. And yet it says there's no difference between them, because this is in the white fire. As you know, the ultimate two-ness for me is the two hands. And until one is ambidextrous, you're only fooling. You know? So, it's in the two hands. It's the two-ness. It's the ba. It's the bet. It's the male, female. And now I get to the meat. Again, with a 7-minute delay, when I woke up this morning. And remembered yesterday I was doing work with the words Purim Katan, which appears this month, in the month of Adar Rishon. And I did the Purim Katan Gematria, and it came out to Malchus. But then I said to myself this morning, I don't know when I did this. This morning, just now, I wake up and I'm a new person. And I did the gematria of Purim. Forget the Katan. It's Purim in Adar Rishon. They call it Purim Katan, but it's Purim. Because there are two Purims. There's a Purim in Adar 1 and a Purim in Adar 2. Adar 2. Adar 2. Well, you're 2 in Adar 2. It's deeper than you might think, because there are also two Purims in Adar 2. And I did the gematria of the word Purim. And the gematria of Purim comes out to be, that's the full gematria now. Pei, 81, Vav, 12, Resh, 510, Yud, 20, Mem, 80, 703. Now, what did I do in the past couple of days? There was 703, and that's why I take notes, because I didn't remember. And then I remembered, as I went back in my notes, you can see this here, that I did the word Nazir in a full gematria. And the full gematria of the word Nazir came out to be 703. And back then when I did it a few days ago, I equated it with the word even, Aleph, Bet, final Nun, which was also 703. There's another word that's 703, Gan, of Gan Eden, Gimel, final Nun. In a certain sense, I didn't say anything about this the other day. The Even is in the Gan. The Even is the Even Hashatia, the foundation stone, where the temple is. It's the headstone in the cemetery for my father and brother next to each other. Av, Ben. That's how you make Even. Aleph, Vav, and then Bet, same Bet, with a Nun. And so the deep secret here is that this Even, the stone, the Botzina de Kartanuta, the hard spark, is 703, which is the same as Purim. And what makes Purim the highest level? Higher than Yom Kippurim, like Purim, the day like Purim. What makes Purim higher? It's because Purim itself comes out to 703. And this 703 is the gematria of Nazir. And that's the individualized self. That individualized self is not part of a community. He is part of the community in a weird way by being removed from the community. By being removed from the community, it defines the community itself. It means there really is a community. It's the community of individuals. And if anything, that's my religion of Judaism. As a community of individuals. I read the same text as you. I don't see there what you're seeing. My interpretation is based on me. It's not based on you. It's not that I'm seeing a different religion. I'm seeing me reflected in the text. In the community of individuals. We're sharing the same text. We're reading one Torah and we're all surrounding that Torah, reading it from different angles. Some people are reading it from the upside down, some from the right, some from above. If anything, that's what a sukkah is. Ooh. All looking at the same text, all looking at the same pole. See how the Torah is written on two bet, poles, and then you Hagbala thing, 2 hands, show it around. You're in a sukkah, and you are the text. That's why people sometimes mistakenly put tattoos on their parchment. They're writing text on their parchment. In this month of Adar Rishon, we find the white fire. The white fire is the individual in its own self to recognize that the community is there as a springboard for the individual. That's the whole point. Not only do you have an individual soul, you're waking up new every day. That's the beauty of what they call Pesach Sheni. We start again. You have a second chance. A second chance to be your first chance. And that's what the whole idea is. The whole idea of the bet is that you have a second, that's letter that starts the Torah. You have the second chance to be the Aleph. Hear that one? You get 2 chances to be the Aleph. And that second chance occurs every day. Oh, this is beautiful. This is my best video. Because this is also evident in Purim Rishon, Purim Katan, which is in Adar Rishon. And it's basically, that slip of the tongue that I just made is Purim Rishon is the Purim before Purim. It's the Aleph Purim. Everything has this duality of the Aleph and the Bet. So when you're celebrating Purim Katan, again, the small is higher than the large, you know? To be Biddle is higher than to be Grande, Grosse. This 703 is such a propitious number. You know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12. 703 of Nazir, the equation of Nazir, Purim. And even Yom HaKippurim is like Purim. And the Kohen Gadol of Yom HaKippurim is only like the Nazir. It's not that the Nazir is like the Kohen Gadol. It's that the Kohen Gadol is like the Nazir. The whole idea of Judaism is to become you. You. That's the whole idea of Judaism. To become what you are. But you have to believe it, you see, and that's the emunah of the highest head, the faith of Ralo. You have to believe it. You have to know it. You have to own it, bitch. You know? You gotta be it. You gotta be an individual in a place that's making you part of a group. How are you gonna do that? And that window is opened on Purim, Katan. And in this entire month of Adar Rishon, You're getting a window of opportunity. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. You know, doggy. You know the word dog, by the way? Kelev. Do like a full gematria of Kelev. Kelev comes out to Ben, which is the bet and the nun. It also comes out to be when you do, well, that's in regular gematria. Full gematria is 586. Same as Yerushalayim. This equation of Purim with the Nazir. This special day for the Nazir. Purim is the day of the Nazir. One could speak on this forever. Where the secret of the bet is the Aleph. The bet starts large to confuse you, but the secret of the bet is the Aleph. And it's written in the white parchment before the bet. So deep and beautiful. The equation of the Nazir with Purim. In the community of individuals